And you?
Fine too, thank you. Thanks a lot. I'm fine, thanks. Just coming back from work. How was your day? How was your day today, Mickey?
Was good, teacher. Yes, I felt a little bit tired, because uh, I woke up at 7 and again back to the routine. It's sometimes a little bit difficult, but all good, teacher. Thank you. And you?
Fine, fine too. Thank you very much. I'm getting used to the new schedule that I have. I was waking up at 8. Then the last semester I started waking up at 7, and this semester I have to wake up at 6
Act
and
6?
6 o'clock and be in the school 20 to 7 to receive the kids, and then from 7 to 3:10 I am the whole day in that school. It's okay. It's a good school. I like it. I'm happy with the kids. They're eager to learn. Sometimes a bit playful, but yeah, they're okay. For the most part, they're
Hmm.
they are okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
That's good,
Yes.
teacher.
Yeah. Well, I suggest that today we continue with the topic that we started the other day, Mickey, which is the topic about society and its complexities. Yesterday we addressed questions 1 and 2, which were very interesting, and your responses much more. And then I have question number 3, which it's a very interesting question, actually. I don't know if you can read it, please. Could you read it, Mickey?
Yes, teacher. Some behavioral traits can be condemned by a certain community, while being perfectly acceptable by a different society. Hence, what dictates and decides acceptable behavior in a society?
Yeah. So something's going to be bad in Mexico, but it's absolutely acceptable in the US, or vice versa, right? It's
Yeah.
something that you do here, which is bad, and over there is good, or vice versa. So, what dictates if something is good or bad in a specific society, and principally, why is it that it's good somewhere and it is bad somewhere else?
Um, I would say culture in general.
Culture, right? Culture, right? And some strange phenomena happens that culture permeates, right? Culture permeates in other cultures. So when there is a clash of ideas, some ideas can say clash of ideas. Maybe one society says be individualistic because nobody will take care of you, and hence or consequently you are on your own. You are on your own. You're alone in life. Why do you want to help other people if uh, life is egotistical? Nobody will take care of you. Let me welcome Mitch. I know Mitch was here, but then somehow she left, I think. So just be careful. Just you are on your own. So don't worry about the others. Just make sure that you are okay and do everything on your own. And some other society says just the opposite, right? You are not alone. Work as a team. Help others. Mainly your friends, family, etc. And these ideas seem to depart one from another. Let me welcome Mitch. Hello,
Yes, sir.
Mitch. How are you today? Welcome.
Hi, teacher. I'm very good, thank you. Well, today is it's Monday. no,
The
I
week is starting.
yes, I don't like Mondays, but here I am.
Very nice. Thank you, Mitch. I am here with Mickey. We're discussing the first question, the next question actually, which is question number 3. Mickey just read it. I wonder if you wish to read it and then we answer it together. Can you go ahead and read question number 3, Mitch?
Sure. Some behavioral traits can be condemned by a certain community while being perfectly acceptable by a different society. Hence, what dictates decide and decides acceptable behavior in a society. Let's see.
Yes, and we set an example here. We said that Mickey says that culture is what differs, and then we said that culture permeates in other cultures. And then there may be a clash, a conflict of ideas, a clash, right? There is a clash of ideas. One idea can say, Mitch, be individualistic, be yourself. Nobody will take care of you. You are on your own. You are alone. We die alone. We are born alone. Don't worry about the others. But maybe there is an opposite idea. You are not alone. Work as a team. Help others, mainly your friends, family, etc. Uh, if you look out for someone, they will help you eventually. These two ideas totally differ. Which one is gonna win and why? Mickey, Mitch.
Mm,
Mm, between those ideas.
Yeah, yeah. This is an example of two contrasting, clashing ideas.
Hmm.
I think it could depend of the person of the education in the family,
Okay, it depends on the education of the family.
but I
Okay.
think most of them are more directed with the second one. You are not alone, works a team, help others, know your friends, family, etc.
Okay. Which one do you? This is a personal opinion, of course, and it's very personal. Sometimes it's very private. Uh, do you think you can share what people feel in general? People, friends that you know, how do they feel, um, and why do they base one decision on what? They base it on what? What do you think, Mickey, Mitch?
Basic of what?
Yes. Why some people will decide on the first one and why some people will decide on the second one? Well, yeah, you say that is the education of the family, but they
Mhm.
have an opportunity to test it in real society. They can say, well, I have been individualistic all my life, and when I needed help, nobody came to help me because all my life, I based my activities, my interest on myself, and when I needed the help of someone else, nobody came to help me. Could be an answer. Or you could also say, I have never needed any help from anyone else. Everything that I needed, I have always gotten it myself with my own help, my own resources, my own energy, my own effort. Or you can go for the second one. So, why do people soon choose this? And why do people choose this? And do they have an opportunity to test it in real life? What do you think, Mickey?
I think that one person will take one option of the other, depending of their life experience. For example, if I don't know someone deny helping a person, probably this person uh, will choose be individualistic. But instead, if one person uh, got an alliance with someone and I don't know, they created a company or something like that, probably would say that working in team is it's better. So I think that depending of the experience of each person.
Very good. Can it also depend on the experiences, good or bad, of your tutors? And when I say tutors, I use this word on purpose. It can be one of your parents, maybe, or your grandparents. Maybe your grandpa created a company and the result didn't turn out to be so good. Maybe one of the partners faltered, or made a mistake, or broke the alliance, or was not very loyal. It can be one of your teachers who told you, Mickey, don't make alliances with anyone because they're gonna betray you. Um, or it can be a friend, or can be an acquaintance, or can be whoever, right? They can give you the result of a bad experience. Not only your own experience, because when you are very young, how can you have the experience if you are 15, 20, 25 years old, right? It's impossible to be 20 and have 10 years experience, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
So you need to rely on the comment of your predecessors, your tutors, right? So can it also depend on the experiences of your tutors? Can it be so?
Yeah.
Okay, let's say that people say, I don't know if it is true or not, but people say that in central of Mexico, it is much harder to make corporations than it is in the north of Mexico. That most of the corporations in Guanajuato are made of family members exclusively. So you make an alliance with family members only. That seems to be the culture of the Guanajuato Business Society or the Bajío Business Society. Why? Because there is not much trust in people alien to the family. If there is a person who is alien to the family, external to the family, you normally don't trust him or trust her. Whereas in the north of Mexico, Monterrey, Chihuahua, etc., it is more common to make alliances with non-members, non-family members. Um, what do you think of that, Mitch? Do you believe it is true? Do you have there is an explanation for that? That northern states tend to make alliances more often with non-family members. What do you think of this statement, Mitch? Please.
Um, Comes to my mind that it's maybe um, because with the confidence that the members of the family have, you cannot do any trades or alliances about money because for the same that they have confidence, they could have less awareness to give you the money faster because between family when even if we just borrow I don't know 10 pesos the family member said I pay you in 1 year and they don't have any awareness vergüenza
Oh,
uh,
okay, but what's his, any shame?
yes any
He,
shame.
he or she, or they, let's use they don't have a lot of shame. Okay, so what you want to say is that is complicated to make business with family members, or what is what you want to say?
Yeah, it is. They, I think it's not convenient do things about money with family members.
Oh, okay. All right, you're using this as, as a general rule, but well, there are exceptions to every rule, right? And
Sure.
it's difficult to generalize. But do you think that's part of the culture of Guanajuato is that people tend to make business with family members, or people tend not to make business with family members? What is your appreciation? What is your consideration about this, Mitch? In general, talking about most of the people in the state of Guanajuato.
In Guanajuato.
Mhm.
Well, but at least, which I know, people I know tend to do it, and there are a lot of fights, verbal fights that pay me now. There's a lot of months already passed several months, and you owe me this and this and this and this. I trust you. You please pay me when you have it, and ooh, I really
Okay.
don't like it.
But okay, very good, very good. Thank you. Yeah, but do you think this is a common situation in the state, or it only happens in a few families, or
A common situation.
is common? Okay, very good. Thank you, Mitch. Mickey, what do you think about this statement? Northern states tend to make alliances more often with non-family members than people in the central states of Mexico. What is your opinion? Do you agree? You disagree?
Mm, well, to be honest, I'm not too informed about it, but uh, I know families that they have their companies or their businesses, and they are with their own family. But probably it's true that in northern it's more common to have those kinds of alliances than here in center of Mexico or in Guanajuato in general.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
All right. Well, there is a belief, which I have seen in as with many witnesses from Japanese companies, that a Japanese company will normally buy parts from another Japanese company. Let's say, let's take Mazda,
Mhm.
or if you wish, let's take Nissan. These companies can have different suppliers, right? But normally they will be Japanese companies, even if a Mexican company or an American company will supply them with cheaper parts. In general, I've heard this numerous occasions from various workers from various levels in the industry, former students, current students who work for these companies, and they have suppliers which are normally Japanese suppliers. Japanese suppliers. In other words, that a Japanese company will tend to buy more from Japanese companies themselves, even if they have to acquire the product at a higher price. Let's say that this is another Japanese supplier. And this is something very important because if you prefer to pay a little bit more, even if it is more money that you have to pay, as long as it is from a Japanese supplier or the same peer group, this type of loyalty has a price. What is the benefit, or what is the reward, or why do you let's say that there are two people who are offering you fantastic designs, video games, or paintings, or something to artistic, and one of the suppliers is Mitch, and Mitch is going to tell you, okay, Mickey, I'm going to give you this service for 1,000 pesos, and another person will tell you, okay, Mickey, I give it for you for 800. You prefer to buy from Mitch, even if it is more expensive. Why? Because she's your sister. Or you have a friend at school that has a business and he's going to sell you something at 20 pesos, and another friend sells you exactly the same at 15 pesos, and you still buy from your friend. Um, what are the rewards, or what is the benefit in buying from someone who's of the same kind of people, your own people, your family, or your friends, or your co-workers, but someone who is in your group? What is the advantage? In this case, Mickey or Mitch.
Hmm. Well, probably if you are buying something to people that is near of you, probably if you sell something or if you have your home service or something like that, probably they're gonna buy you or they're gonna hire you too. I don't know, but like yeah, sometimes I said like a chain, you know. You buy me, and probably one day you're gonna. Uh, sorry, I buy you. How can I say this?
I buy from
I made
you.
you something, or and probably one day you're gonna buy me something to me too.
You're going to buy something from me, right?
Hmm.
Okay, very good. And what do you think of this type of culture, Mitch? Do you think is positive, is negative, or it has positive aspects and negative aspects? What do you think of this diagram, for example?
Um, well, I think as everything has good points and bad points, could be in some way the confidence that you have in this case and a supplier. If you know that the Japanese suppliers are worst for you, and where these things are not actually cheap, are very expensive, and you don't want to take a risk to try new things, and I think it's normal.
It's normal, right? Have you heard of societies that help each other a lot? Is that something that you have heard? For example, to say that the Jewish people help each other a lot, regardless of the situation. People say this: Jewish people help each other a lot. They say that Germans help each other a lot. They say that Japanese, of course, Japanese help each other a lot. And they are saying that Mexicans, new Mexican generations are starting to help each other a lot too. Why do you think, first of all, do you believe this is true? And second, If so, why is this happening? Supposing that this is true, why the new generations are overcoming a generational problem of not helping us each other, and now it's starting to happen. They're starting to work in teams much more than before. They're starting to create local national companies which are stronger. They're starting to work more as a team. This change of culture is the result of what? Why this change of culture? Why this change of culture for the better? It's improving dramatically, and many people have said that. Do you believe it is true? Do you believe it's a little bit of an exaggeration? Uh, and if you believe it is true, why do you think this is happening? As a result of whose influence?
Why this change of culture for the better? Mm,
What do you think of this? And I'm talking about business, I'm talking about everything in general.
I think new Mexican generations are more empathic with the other.
Okay. There's more empathy now, right? Okay. Why more empathetic? Yes. But why is that? Which is very positive and it's very nice and it's very rewarding to start to see young people who are making businesses more, are working together more. This is starting to change for the better. That's very satisfactory. Why is this happening, you think?
I think this is too relation with relationated with the access to the internet, to the information and the social media. Because okay, you are a young Mexican, well, young in any country. You look for information how to want money. You promote yourself in the social media. Other people see your stuff in the social media and in some way want to help you. And everyone's know you. Everyone's know the situation of the others and how the processes and their feelings, and they can understand them. And well, I think everything is related in some way.
Very okay. I like that comment very much, and I believe it is true. So the social media is giving a lot of advantage to young generations, and it's allowing them to work better, more as a group, helping more each other, and that's going to benefit everyone. What do you think of this comment, Mickey? Do you agree? If so, why? Or if not, why not? Mickey, please.
Yes, sure. Um, yeah, obviously, I think that it's necessary to have more empathy um, for the different cultures because obviously uh, every culture is different, and but at the end we're humans and we still having the same rights, and we need to respect uh, all the different opinions and all the different how do you say beliefs,
Beliefs, yes, beliefs.
and it's great that we're improving like society and mainly in culture.
Okay. What are the things that you are seeing as young people? Because Mitch and you are obviously from the new generation. You guys are young. You are the next entrepreneurs. You're the next businessmen. You are the people who are gonna set changes in the society for the better in the next 5 or 10 years. In 5 or 10 years, people will talk about you as the pioneers of positive change for the society. And I'm not talking only about Mitch and you. I'm talking about the people of your generation who are young and smart and entrepreneurial, who have a big desire to, to change and to help not only yourselves but help your people. So the question is, what cultural changes are you seeing take place that are improving our society? And the second question is, what changes are difficult to attain and why? All right, so these are two questions that I'd like to pose on both of you, Mickey and Mitch. So the first one is, what cultural changes? Can you read the first question, Mitch, please?
Sure. What cultural changes are you saying take place that are improving on our society? Um, okay, I think, as I said, the empathy, uh, as the technology, the improvement of technology that help us in create new jobs and know more people, not about everything. In the case of the information, how understand other barriers. Mm, maybe more, as I said, everything with the internet is related. Also, this that there are more tolerance with all kind of people. Could be
Okay. What you mentioned a word a few minutes ago where you said confidence or
confidence.
trust. It looks that people are building much more trust with each other, apparently, right? People are
Oh, yeah.
building more trust with each other. Uh, why has this happened? Why is this happening? And how do you think it's going to benefit work in general, projects in general, uh, etc.? Mitch, how do you think why this is happening, and how do you think this is going to benefit everyone?
I think this is also related with the social media. People tend to show all all their feelings, their thoughts, their kind of life in their medias, and other people can get how can I say identified with them, can understand them easily, and that's in some way lose the someone lose the fear of talk with each other about everything, because I remember when I was a child, my mom told me that I was to keep all my personal stuff in with only for me, and not trust for anyone. But now, even if I tell more than I want, uh, people, well, at least of my generation, tend to be pretty compressive and don't judge at all. Since my mom used to tell me that, well, so way. I think it's something related by that too.
Okay, very good. It's very important what you say. Things are related to one another, right? So you say that things are all related, and that is very important. To understand this concept is incredibly important. Things are related, are all related, and that's very important comment. Thank you, Mitch. Mickey, what can you add to Mitch's first comment? What do you say to the second question as well, Mickey, please?
Yes, teacher. I will completely agree with Mitch. I think that now there's more empathy. I think that now people have more knowledge about things, and people can search different things, and probably in a way or another, but create like more. Uh, how can I say this? Their own judgment about things, and not only follow the praise. How do you say prejudices, teacher?
Prejudices, prejudices.
Prejudices. Yeah, of other people. So I think that that's something great, because now you can be agree or not, and a part of that, um, I think that now people can Well, thanks to the technology, people can be more informed about so many things, and like I said, try create uh, their own way of thinking or their own opinion about things.
You become, in a way, more independent. Is that
Yeah.
true?
Hmm.
Very nice. Okay, Mickey, thank you very much. Now, a second question, which is probably, I don't know, those are visible things. So people are getting more empathy, according to Mitch. Technology is helping us know about everything at a click's distance. We are having more information through social media, which is also very useful. Confidence is growing. We're building more trust. And now you say that people can identify themselves more easily, people losing fear, and people are not so judgmental. You say that people can create their own judgment about things, they are more independent in their thoughts, and people can be better informed. However, there are still some challenges. And what changes do we still face in our society that are difficult to attain? You can say, well, people are becoming more organized, better informed, more entrepreneurial. They are having more and better access to technology to develop things, projects, etc. However, some things are still difficult to attain, to get. What are those things that you identify, Mickey? And why is it still difficult to get those things, Mickey, please, and then Mitch?
Mm, probably. Well, yeah, I mentioned that now with information and with technology, we can create our own judgment about things. But at the same time, there are people who on the internet and on social media who probably shares their point of view of things, and probably there are people who is not too informed about it and could believe things and create their opinions based in the opinions of other people. And probably at the end could affect to those cultural changes, because if someone in a way is like racist or share different opinions about a specific culture, uh, well, there could be people who take those opinions too and probably base their opinions for the opinion of other person. I don't know if I could explain it correctly, but
Oh, well, what I understood is that there may be people who want to discredit other peoples or other
yeah.
people, other societies,
Mhm.
and hence uh, our image will not be very strong in the eyes of their audience. For example, let's say that I want to do business with my neighbor, and they ask you for an opinion. They tell you, "Hey, Mickey, how is teacher Juan Edgardo about this?" And you want to start a competing business, or for some reason, maybe you have a friend, and instead of giving good reference, you say, "No, it's terrible. I don't recommend you to go there. Go somewhere else or something," because you have maybe your there is a personal agenda, right? Do you think that that can happen, and some people will be interested in discrediting the image of our country, for example, to gain business elsewhere? For example, uh,
Yeah.
I don't want people from Europe to go to Cancun or to Puerto Vallarta or to Acapulco or to touristic places in Mexico. I prefer that they go to Disneyland. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to discredit the country, right? I'm going to say, oh, they have lots of violence, they have a lot of criminals, they have a lot of problems, their beaches are polluted, this, and that, but with the intention of attracting people to Disneyland or to other places in the US. Or let's say that I am in France, I want to attract people to come to Paris, not to Mexico. Could that be an interest? Do you think that is a possibility?
Yeah, of course.
Well, how?
Mm,
Yeah, okay, yeah. Tell me.
yeah, I think that looking at like in a business way, obviously at the end, if you want to get more investments or if you want to get more money, probably those type of lies could happen in that area.
Okay, so let's say that there can be discrediting information because of the fight for tourists. What other situation can there be? What other interests can be conflicting that will lead a person to discredit your country, your company, or yourself? Why would people be interested in discrediting you?
Uh, for competition, jealous. Uh, well, yeah,
Competition. What type of competition, Mitch?
business competition.
A business competition. Okay. Uh, in what areas would people be likely to compete against you, against your friends, against your nation?
Everything,
Where?
everything, gastronomy, tourist, uh, yeah, places.
Assembly plants,
Uh-huh.
assembly plants,
Where is that?
assembly plants, plantas ensambladoras. Uh, let's say that I am losing business in the car industry, right? And all the business that used to be here is going to Mexico, and now people are not manufacturing uh, anymore in the US or in France or in Germany, but they want to go to Mexico because the labor is very cheap or inexpensive, and the quality has been improving and improving and improving. So I don't want the plants to go to Mexico, right? Because I'm going to lose money here in France or in Germany or in Spain or in the US or Canada. So what can I do? I can I can uh, I will try to discredit my competitor, but that practice of discrediting my competitors, why can that be bad? Why can that be so bad? Why can that be so bad?
You are playing dirt. You um,
Dirty, yeah, but why I know that ethically speaking that is very bad. Ethically speaking, yeah, that's dirty, right? Playing dirty is dirty. But why can that be a bad consequence for the person who is playing dirty?
uh, you could not like to other people, dislike.
Yeah, but let's say that someone is discrediting you. Someone says, "Hey, don't go to Mitch because her drawings are not incredibly good." No, 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 they're actually not so good. But then I say, well, this person probably is trying to discredit Mitch. I'm gonna see and check myself. And then I say, wow, the drawings, the design, the software, everything you do is amazing. Actually, instead of not going with you, I'm gonna not only go with you, but I'm gonna recommend my friends and my colleagues and my business partners. Hey, but did you hear that Mitch's designs are not so good? No, those people are crazy. Go and check yourself. That means that bad publicity is going to work on your favor because people is going to see that in reality your work is really good, and rather than
Ye-
reject it they're going
Uh-huh.
to go and look for it and going to publicize it. What do you think of that, Mitch or Mickey?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. If you are discredit someone, if you see that they're actually lying, the one who are going to be discredit, it's only you.
Exactly, Exactly. So that's why the motto or the logo that bad publicity is just as good publicity. What do you think of this logo, of this slogan, Mickey?
Yeah, I think that it's well, that is so correct. For example, I remembered the governor of Nuevo León. Do you remember
Yeah,
that
yeah,
all people criticize him, that he was a fifi, that her wife was, I don't know, but I remember a lot of memes of him and of her, and at the end he won, you know. So I think that there's no exist like bad publicity. It's just publicity.
exactly, exactly. That's very, very true. Well, let's then go to the next question, please. Uh, there is this question number 4. Thank you very much for your comments, Mitch, Mickey. Let's go to question number 4. Who wants to read it, please?
Me,
Okay, please.
if the standard of living of a population steadily improves, does the wide gap between the rich and poor still matter?
Yeah. How do you understand this question, Mickey? What does it mean with your own words, please?
Mm, I understood that if the standard of living is like, I could say, step by step improving, uh, there is so important the big gap between the rich and poor people. So that if it's still important or if it's like mm, probably a problem that doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that is the question. That is the question. There was a phrase that I believe was attributed to Kennedy, to John F. Kennedy. I think. I'm not so sure, but it said something like, if the tides rise, if the tides rise, all the ships rise. Can you check if this quotation belongs to Kennedy or someone else, please? It's more or less like this. This is the idea. If the tides of the ocean or of the sea rise, all the ships rise. I mean, big ships, small ships, all the ships go up. Obviously, if the tides of the ocean go down, all the ships go down, which is a natural phenomenon, obviously, right? But do you think this is true? And also, who do you think said this? Is it? I don't know if it is Kennedy or someone else. Let me check. Can you please Google and see if it belongs to someone,
Yeah,
please?
sure.
I think uh, rise to the top. I think it was a quotation by I don't know who. Someone go rise to the
A
top.
rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, rising tides. Yes, rising tides lift all boats. Quote. Okay, that is a
John F.
quotation.
Kennedy.
Kennedy was it? Right. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Very good. A rising tide lifts all boats. President John F. Kennedy. Okay. Very good. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you like it? You disagree? You don't like it? What's your feeling about this sentence, Mitch Mickey?
Yeah, I really like it. Uh, it's obviously that if something improves, probably uh, not in a direct way, but in indirect. The other thing is gonna improve too, because like every action has a consequence and it's the same, and could be
Okay.
positive or negative. Because obviously, if it's a problem, probably the problem could increase. But if it's
Okay.
something good, probably the probabilities to that something good happens increase too.
All right. Thank you, Mickey. What do you think about this sentence, Mitch? And do you believe that is enough that a rise that a tide rises for the poor guys Is that enough? Is that good? Obviously, it's good, right? But is it enough?
Mm, it is enough. Uh, I think I didn't understand too so
Yeah.
much.
Well, a tide is the la marea, right?
Yes.
If the rising tides, a rising tide, I'm sorry, a rising tide, una marea que sube, levanta a todos los botes. So a rising tide lifts all boats. All the boats will go up. The rich, the poor, the middle income families. Do you agree with that sentence? Or is a little bit of a idealistic? When the economy improves, it's going to improve for everyone. Do you agree with that concept?
Mm, I guess. Of course, in some, in others could be more evident that change than than others.
Okay. What would a rising tide be? What an example of a rising tide in society, Mickey, please? What would it be an example?
Mm, oh,
When they say the economy is improving, what would the evidence be?
okay, okay. Yeah, for example, if someone says that the economy is improving, probably the prices of the majority of things could go down or could uh, stay steadily, or how do you say that?
Stay still.
Stay still.
Okay.
Probably there are more job opportunities.
Okay. So what I mean by this is if the economy improves, let's say that I'm going to make a diagram, right? This is a diagram of income per family, more or less, right? Some families make this amount of money, right? And other families make this amount of money, and other families make this amount of money, right? And well, I should draw the same type of lines, horizontal lines, right? Only this. Well, let me do this. Do you think that if the economy improve, and I should have made the lines different color, but well, I'm gonna draw a rectangle here. Top income families are, I'm gonna put number one, right? Families that make a lot of money is number one. Families that make a moderate amount of money, and families who struggle to survive. Now they say, oh, the economy is going to improve. We're going to have more jobs. We're going to generate more income. Do you think they will go up the same? And the families with number three are going to improve significantly? Are they going to live much better? Or do you think they're not going to go up so fast as families number one and two? And the other question is, do families number one and two care for the number three families? What's your opinion about that?
Hmm.
So this is the gap, the distance between these two families, right? Families who
Yeah.
make a decent amount of money and families who can barely make it, who can barely survive, which there are numerous families here in Mexico in that area. So the economy improves. Does it improve the same for everyone or it doesn't? Um,
Oh. No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Why, Mickey? How can that be?
Yeah, for example, if we're using the example of economy, if the economy increase, let's say that now there are more jobs and there are more job opportunities, but that doesn't mean that the job opportunities means that people gonna earn, I don't know, 30,000 or 40,000 pesos per month, you know.
Okay,
So, and probably the people who is the director or the CEO of those companies of who create those works, probably yeah, he's gonna increase a lot more money, but in comparison with the other people, well, there's no comparison.
exactly, exactly. Let me give you a simple example. How do you make bread? How do you make bread, Mitch? You
How
manufacture bread. How do you make it? How is the process of making bread?
um, mixing the ingredients, wait for, I don't know how to say this, fermentation,
Okay, yeah. The
and then for the horno,
oven.
the oven.
Okay, very good. Okay, let's say that in the supply chain we have three sectors. The first is the grower of what do you want to make the bread of? From wheat or from corn? What do you prefer?
From wait,
Wheat. Okay, let's make this like that. Okay, let's say how much is a piece of bread in a baguette in Soriana?
I don't know. Sure.
Hmm.
Let's let's
Probably
let's say that is 20 pesos. Just to make it
20
simple, right?
pesos
The price of baguette, price of
of a get. Okay, okay, okay.
baguette. I don't know if you spell it like this, but I think you spell like baguette. Let's say price baguette to the end consumer is 20 pesos. 20, 20 pesos. All right. So that's the price of, say, Soriana or Walmart. Soriana or Walmart. From these 20 pesos, they pay the grower 4 pesos. 4 pesos. For the grower, let's say they pay 8 to the intermediary or the coyote. 8, this is the grower, this is the coyote, or as they call him, the coyote or the broker or intermediary. Intermediary. And then it is um, 12, 8 pesos for the convenience store. 8 pesos to the convenience store from this, right? The convenience store. Convenience store. Now, suddenly, because your baguettes are very good, you decide to grow the price to 25. This is in January. This is in January. But in February, the conditions improve. So you say, well, now the price of the baguette is going to be 25 pesos. 25. How much are you going to pay the grower? Well, you're going to pay him exactly the same. You're not going to pay him a cent more. You're going to pay him 4 pesos. So probably the broker is going to say, hey, wait, I need more money. I need 10 pesos. So he's going, okay, I give you 10. I give you 11 pesos or 12. And the convenience store is going to make 13 pesos, right? Or what? Or 12 or 11. Help me here, please. 20, 13 pesos. No, 14 pesos. 16 pesos. How much? 25. Let's see. 16 to 25, 9 pesos. No, this cannot be. And then 12. No, so let me change this. I'm sorry. I'm going to change this. I'm going to give him only. We're going to give him 11 pesos to the coyote, 11, 11, 10 pesos, 10 pesos, and 12 to the convenience store. So everyone is making more money except the grower. And that happens in bread industry. This happens in the bread industry. This happens in the beer industry, beer industry, where instead of having wheat, you have barley. What is barley, Mickey?
Barley?
Yeah,
Mm, like cebada or
cebada.
I,
Yeah, yeah, it's cebada, exactly. And this happens in the milk industry. In the milk industry, so the milk is more expensive, but the milk producers, the cow growers, are still gonna get. They will not improve. So people claim that this is what really happens, that not all the boats go up when tides rise. Only the upper industrials, the intermediaries, and the end dealers, but not the basic growers. They say that for them it's exactly the same. Even if the economy improves, they remain in the same place. Do you believe this is true, or you think it's exaggerated? What do you
It's
think?
it's true.
yeah, I think that it's true.
Okay, so there is a defect in the economy, how the economy works, because if everybody is making more money, so should the growers get more money. However, apparently this is not happening in Mexico and maybe in some Latin American countries. What do you think of this? Do you have a feeling towards this?
Well, yes, I think it's very unfair because they are making natural and their own products. Um, well, also, I don't think it is could be related how if they want to sell their own products of their farms. Um, uh, this war is moved by how you promote your own your own product. Even if you are in the rural life, if you want to sell something in the urban part, you have to know something about marketing.
Of
And
course.
yes, and as I see, farmers don't know anything or are very traditional, and that's not how the world works now. They have to actualize too. I see. I think.
Have to update themselves. You
Mhm.
have said something incredibly important, Mitch. Uh, yeah, I don't know how yet because they are farmers. They don't have too much access to instruction, to education, to the schooling that people have in urban areas. So the suggestion, I think, is incredibly good, very nice, very goodwill, good feelings, good desires. But the practical application is how do you help growers become better salespeople, right? So there is a word which I'm sure you have heard, which is cooperatives. Um, why don't I ask you to do something, please? Cooperatives is a type of institution that, of course, has their own rules and regulations. Some of them come from Europe. Financial cooperatives come from Germany. Wine cooperatives come from France and Spain, etc. Why don't you please study a little bit about cooperatives? And if you have, obviously, if you have time for Wednesday, talk a little bit about them. How do cooperatives work? Where do they come from? Why were they established? Some of them started in England to protect the cotton growers from the abuse of landowners. So most of the cooperatives were created in Europe, Germany, England, France, Spain to protect the workers. Do you think you could find out a little bit about this for homework, Mickey, Mitch? Just a little bit. A 5-10 minute research, if you have time, of course.
Yes, sure, of course.
All right. And then we continue talking about this fantastic issue of society. How can we make it better if at all possible? How about that?
Yeah, teacher, it's good.
Yes.
Yes? Do you agree,
I
Mitch?
think that is. I'm not sure, but I think that uh, obviously all the members of the process, for example, the process of the baguette, must win the same, right? but but obviously there are different ways of thinking, and I think that socialism is expresses that in a way, right?
Uh, well, I like capitalism for some reason because that allows many entrepreneurs to succeed. And I think that's entirely
Yeah.
ethical and good. And I like capitalism. But at the same time, I would like to see my peers, my national citizens improve in their lives. So, how can I be independent? How can I grow my business? How can I be successful individually, but at the same time, not ignoring that some people in need can also grow and have the right to grow? You know, there is a saying that says the sun rises for everybody, right? The
Mm-hmm.
sun comes out for everyone, or the sun rises or comes out for everybody. So if that is true, how can we help that become true, right? Not just that the upper class can grow up in times of benefit and the lower class is always the same at the same level. Because the problem is that these people eventually will say, well, it is not worth it to grow barley, wheat, or milk, or agave, or nothing. I better join the crime forces. And they become criminals if they don't
Yeah.
succeed. So that is a problem that's going to affect these people sooner or later. But of course, TV tells you that no, 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 work on your own, or ignore these guys. Just work on yourself for you, and then nothing bad will happen. Well, I don't know about that. This is a fantastic topic for debate, and I would suggest that we study a little bit about cooperatives. Can we?
Yes, sure. It is great. It sounds
Okay,
interesting.
well, very nice. Mickey Mitch, thank you very much. See you on Wednesday, okay?
Have a nice day,
Yes.
teacher. Yeah. Thank you very much. Take
Thank
care.
you so much, teacher.
Take
Have
care.
a
Take
great day.
care. You too.
Have an
Enjoy,
excellent day.
Mitch. Mickey, you too. See you on
Thank you.
Wednesday. Take care.
See
four
you.
o'clock,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
See you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Bye,
take
Bye.
care.
teacher.